Today's guest is George Sullivan, the co-founder of the Sole Supplier, one of the most recognisable platforms in sneaker culture. What started as a passion project has grown into a business followed by millions, sitting right at the intersection of product, community and hype. George talks openly about the journey from side hustle to scale, the risks he took along the way, and what it was really like building a brand from such a fast-moving space. We also dive into the realities of running a business and staying ahead when everything around you is changing. First question, which hopefully you may or may not have prepped, but I know you're going to have good answers, is let's talk about big gambles that changed everything. I feel like you've taken quite a few.
Taken quite a few, yeah. We took one at the start of this year where we wanted to change our whole marketing strategy. And it sounds mad because you should probably do it like incrementally, like bit by bit. But I found this brilliant CMO called Tess. She's worked at Nike, Diageo, some smaller brands, like knows and lives and breathes our industry. We just clicked, on that first call, and it was completely by chance as well. I connected with her. She then messaged me saying, "Hi, like, how you doing?" kind of thing. I was like, "Yeah, what do you want?" Like that, forgetting I had connected with her. And she's like, "You connected with me."
I love that.
And then we laughed. I said, "All right, sorry." And then let's have a call and chat. She actually asked me for the call. I was like, "Well, why do you want a call like that?" Had the call. Turned out we just had this synergy and understanding. And we did like a 4-week project, intense project, workshopping, with the marketing team, educating them. So we've built a whole new strategy around acquisition, retention, and improving our value of our users. And then the main things that we're doing are like big content strategy, 10 new content series across all channels, launching our in-app community and personalization within the app. So you get the outfits and the clothing that is the outfits and the shoes that are for you. There's a few strands to it, but
it's quite a lot at once.
Yes, some of it was already existing.
Yeah.
But this was more about how we go around, like upskilling the marketing team, getting us all on the same page so we're not all siloed.
Nice.
We've got
Yeah.
CRM, paid, organic, and it's also we're all looking at the same metrics and objectives. We've got the same check-ins and meetings, and we're all looking at it together rather than 2010, 2015, all be siloed and boxed off. Now it's like we're all a marketing team together. And that was the big like transformation that Tess helped us with, like really align on what's important, what are how does the team get set up, and what are the tactics we're doing. So,
how do you take people on that journey? Because it sounds superb.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like the outcome, but instinctively I'd be like, on paper works really well.
Yeah.
In reality, trying to tell like paid person here, content person here, someone else here, that they're all working together and have common goals is a challenge.
100%. It was, and that's the thing, I think we're not telling them, we're building it together.
Nice.
And that's what Tess did a brilliant job of. She's just really empathetic and understanding with people. She's got a ton of knowledge. She's very inspiring, but she will work closely with people on their level to bring them up and help them build it together. Rather than say, this is what we're doing. What do you think? Okay, this is what I think. What do you think about that? And together we collaborate and build the strategy out. So everyone's then bought into it and like showing them why a siloed team is bad versus a team that works together and examples of it. So building the case, getting the buy-in, and then building out the strategy together. And it was just intense. Workshops after workshops, the team going away, preparing. But by the end of it, we've got a set of objectives we love because we kind of already felt like they were there, but she helped pull it all together. The team love them, they're bought in. We know how we go after them with the plan, and we know how we measure them on a weekly and monthly basis. So we've got the plan, we know what we're doing, we know how to measure it. We've got the team that are bought in. So it was risky though, Emma, you're right. Like we could have messed it up and the team could have been like, no. But that was a big bet because that cost us a lot of money. It was intense right at the start of the year, and it's working well so far. But there is a problem, which we've upgraded the look of our content. It now looks brilliant. We've launched all the content franchises, but some of the series are not popping on social.
Okay.
But they're popping elsewhere. On Our Radar is one of them, which is a series which shows you the best releases every week from clothing and shoes, right? From across men's and women's. This flew in the email newsletter. 450,000 opens, the first one. Loads of click-throughs, 150% uplift on the averages on our website and app. But on social, it flopped on Instagram. So then if you look at just what the Instagram metrics say, you would stop doing that bit of content. But if you look at the newsletter and the email and the app, you're like, wow, it's an absolute banger bit of content. So then we've had to look at, right, the production value is too high for social, for Insta.
Is that what you think it
something more
was?
real.
Yeah, okay.
What we see working from the analysis is people want stuff that's more raw, that's more real. That's not a carousel of product imagery. It's a bit boring. It's a bit brandy. Dan laughs when I use that word, but it's very highly branded. It looks great. It works for the newsletter and the website where people are coming there for a premium experience. But on social, it's too polished.
Yeah.
And so now we're going back to that version, but raw and unpolished, you know? But then there's this big gap between what brands want and what the customers want.
Yeah.
Customers on social want raw and unpolished, but brands love it when they see that carousel. They think, yeah, it's like sick. We need to buy into it. It looks quality. And it is quality in other places. But on social, what's going to work best for brand and customer is raw, authentic, not over polished. So yeah, there's so much shit that's going on right now that we're learning. We're always learning.
So it feels like there's cost implications of that though, as well. That might be another challenge, because surely that means you have to create 2 sets of content. So whereas before, what you were just saying, you've put it on social, you've put it on email, you've put it on the app. Now it's like, if we could go back to what we were talking about before, intent, the intent's different. So now you're having to have a completely different content pillar,
exactly,
which is a challenge.
Like Dan, before, the word is content channel fit.
Yeah.
And so you take the one bit of content and it has to be adapted to each channel. And like Instagram and TikTok are quite different.
Yeah.
So we are now taking on our radar. We know it works brilliantly for the newsletter and the website and app. Hundreds of thousands of views and actions being taken. Amazing. Polished, works well, brands love it. And customers. Social, raw and authentic. Instagram and TikTok, slightly different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bit wild, to be honest. But it's another reason we've rationalized, as Tess says, she loves a buzzword or two here, but rationalized our platforms, gone from 6 social platforms down to 2. We were on X, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram and TikTok before. Now we're focusing on Instagram and TikTok only.
Okay.
We're still doing a little bit on
That
X
is
and
good.
Facebook, but we're doing that because it optimizes our spend and our efforts. And that's where our audience is as well, rather than, they're probably on X a little bit, but it's a bit of a shit platform. And Facebook's a bit of an older demographic.
Yeah.
And so why are we spreading our net so wide when we could be focused and get more of the compounding results by focusing on, and it's little things like that. When Tess really lays them out, I'm like, yeah, why are we trying to do 5 badly,
That's
or 5
so
average?
common
Yeah.
though.
You know, it is so common,
It's
isn't it?
so common for people to be, I mean, we've even done that trap a little bit. We're like, oh, we should be on everything. And it's like, oh, we just need to think and test and then do a bit more if it works, where it works and makes sense. It's
how
quite
it
bold
feels.
though to say we're actually pulling away.
Yeah.
Quite brave.
Yeah, it is, and it's scary. But when I really think about the compounding effect of being on, even if you just did Instagram and went all in, especially if you've got paid spend involved and you're trying to like maximize if you're trying to maximize how many people see a post, it makes sense to just spend all the money on the 1 or 2 posts on one platform, because you're going to get in a tight audience, because then, you know, more 18 to 24-year-olds are going to see it and tell that it might have that compounding network effects of their friends seeing it. Whereas if you're going across Facebook, X, wider demographic, you're trying to get a bit of everybody. You're not getting that social proof, right? So it's just, you get so many more exponential effects when you double down. But it can be more expensive targeting a tighter audience.
Yeah, definitely.
As well. Because where Facebook will optimize to, the 40-year-old will buy this. But it's not quite who you want.
No,
So when you start
it's
to
worth paying
go
that
tight,
extra.
it's more money. So we're experiencing that as well, rising costs, but a better audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you talked about earlier, you mentioned like the challenge with the unpolished content and the brands not liking it as much. How do you deal with that?
You know, some brands love raw and authentic content.
Okay.
A lot of brands come to us because they want that. We bring the human essence and spirit into our content. You know, we are the voice in culture. Our team are the people that are the audience. They live and breathe it, and our audience know it because they know them. So brands come to us because ultimately these are the people they want to talk to, and we have those people that trust us. So there's some brands do love that for that reason, and they just go, do your thing. Whatever you want to do for this product, we leave you to it because you're trusted. Some are a bit more like, we want this to be positioned in premium content. That's what we think will work. We want this to be looking like this, or we kind of want it to feel like this. So they have a bit more guidelines. I've been known to call brands out in the past, but I don't need to. There's so many different brands we work with that have good and bad about them. But yeah, some brands have more strict requirements. But nowadays, 12 years in, we push back on it and we say, look, you need to trust us. We have done this strategically for over a decade. We know this audience. Our team live and breathe it every single day. We've got the formula. Just let us run. Let us rip, and we will deliver what you need, which is brand growth and your products to hopefully sell out. We can't guarantee that every time.
Yeah.
And we don't work with brands when we don't think we can do anything for them. We say, look, it's not going to work.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever walked away from a project if they're just not aligned?
Yeah. Like I say it like that because it's painful sometimes. I'm like, yeah. I'm remembering making decisions where we've had to say no. It might be a retailer that's a bit more high streety that doesn't quite fit. It might be a brand that thinks they've got a banging product, but it's not. They might have had a good product in another category, and then they're releasing a shoe, and you're like, that's not going to work right now. So, and we're going to be doing our audience a disservice, ourselves and them. They're not going to come back as a client, are they? Because it's not going to work. Some companies, like you hear about, they'll inflate the numbers, they'll do whatever, they'll make it try and look good, but this is not, there's no longevity in that.
No.
A good example is we worked with Merrell, who are traditionally like, they were positioned more of like a hiking shoe brand.
Yeah.
They've gone a lot more into lifestyle. I bought one of these pairs of Merrells as well. It's an absolutely great shoe, comfortable as anything. I bought it off the back of a set of images that the Sole Supplier team produced, right? Initially, we were like, can we make this work? We looked at the data. We were like, hiking shoes are really popping off. We spoke to the team. Okay, hiking shoes are definitely more on the come up. We think these shoes from Merrell would work well. We recommended that to them. We said, look, we can work with you. We'd love to. These are what we think would work, as well as the ones that you like, that you would like to push. We found a synergy, and they said that they saw on one particular style that only we worked on 180% increase in sales over the month for that style. They was blown away by it. Only 10% of those, under 10% of those sales tracked via affiliate. But they were like, this just shows you how many problems there are of like attribution tracking. And that was good, right? Because if that hadn't have happened, if they hadn't have been a smaller team, if they had worked with loads of people, they might have said Sole Supplier's not performed there, right? It's crazy. I didn't buy the shoes from a Sole Supplier link either. I just went on the website after I saw the images. I just typed it in. So at a bigger brand, how do you measure these kind of things easily? Like the full impact.
Yeah.
When you're seeing stuff like that with Merrell, affiliate tracked under 10%.
Really
So,
tricky.
It's really hard.
Really difficult. This is still a problem in 2026. How do brands understand?
But I think it's a challenge for a brand like yours, because think about the audience, like you're saying, 18 to 24. You're on TikTok. You don't want to buy something. I mean, this is me being massively generalist. You don't want to buy something in the moment. You're enjoying the content, but you're influenced. So tracking it is almost impossible because it's like you've seen this ad, but actually it might be next day when you're at work and it's 11 o'clock and you need your caffeine, that you suddenly are then looking for that trainer.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the halo effect we spoke about before. It's like we had this problem when we were doing YouTube, going hard with our YouTube content. We had the Sole Supplier podcast. We had David Beckham on the podcast, some brilliant guests. We didn't understand how important that was for our other channels.
Yeah.
And we were like absolute amateurs at the time in the marketing game, probably like 4 years in. And it was bringing up our Google rankings. It was helping our paid costs. It was helping our organic reach. Like it did so much for brand awareness. I had no idea how to measure that. We stopped doing it we stopped YouTube altogether.
Oh, really?
And it's one of the biggest regrets, even though I don't like to use that word, that we stopped at YouTube. We're relaunching again this year, but it's a beast, YouTube, to get right. And now what brands are doing is the MMM stuff, the mixed marketing modeling, which is like what you said, where they'll look at, all right, this ad is running on TikTok at this time, and at the same time this one is going, and we're seeing uplift here. And these tools, the MMM tools, will pull all that together. So we're trying to get a good few case studies together where we can show the like the Merrell results and the impact, because brands, they sense it. And some brands that we've worked with for 7-8 years, right, non-stop, we understand that these types of strategic partnerships work and they drive results, but sometimes they get scrutiny, more scrutiny than they should. But if you ask a CMO, what's your ideal type of marketing? They'll be like, something that drives brand awareness and sales. And then you go, okay, well, that's like a content partner or a creator that's creating authentic content. People listen to them and they're driving sales and influence, and it's helping your other channels. CMO's like, yes. So in theory, these people understand, right? This is a great type of partner and partnership, but it's hard to measure sometimes, like you're saying with the TikTok example.
It's so hard, right?
Yeah.
And then the problem is the CMO's on board, but the CEO, or sometimes it's not the CMO, it's somebody slightly lower down, or they don't have a CMO.
It might be like an analyst who's trying to evaluate things.
And they're like causation, correlation, like all of that stuff. It's really hard to prove. And if you've got someone, you know, someone really senior in chinos over your shoulder saying, you gave this company this much money, I need to see the proof.
Exactly.
They break and then,
Yeah, so what we're doing a lot more for brands now is we're building in the proof. It's all part of the offering. It's like we tell you exactly how we're going to report. What are the success metrics? What are you really looking for? We keep people updated, and people love that. Like, they come back time and time again. We've retained 90% of clients in the last 3 years.
Amazing.
And so Christian, our head of partnerships, is brilliant. He's always like keeping people up to date. So like you say, they can go, look, it's working.
There is some proof. Yeah, exactly.
Because we noticed that was a big gap. But mad, the world of marketing, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah, always blows my mind what's going on.
Yeah, and I think it's getting harder to prove the value in some instances because we're all doing 20 things at once all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially at a massive brand like Nike, for instance.
Yeah.
How do Nike easily understand all the different activities and results of partners and content and the grassroots football team they're sponsoring? And I mean, like, can you imagine how difficult that must be? And even like these MMM tools, that is a big challenge for them.
Yeah.
To come into a brand like Nike and say, look, we've got a tool that's going to help you understand that fragmented journey. I mean, that's like a big putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting, isn't it, over the next few years, how all this goes.
It's only going to get harder.
Probably.
Because like people starting to buy stuff, for example, via ChatGPT. Yeah. Clickless in theory, or like one click maybe.
How do you get inspired to buy your fashion or clothing items?
I'm not the person that would be doing that, definitely. But I can see how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And
but what was
because
the last
it's frictionless.
What was the last thing you bought though? Let's say like clothing, fashion wise. Anything.
I bought some trainers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just very simply online.
Okay.
Didn't really look into it that much. Like, I need some new running trainers. I'm
All
real
right.
basic. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's then like how you made your decision.
Well, really, just basically on how they look. I won't read much about a product.
Okay.
I will just look. How do they look? Have they got good reviews? I'm not actually going to read the reviews. I'm just going to look at the number of stars, really. Yeah. And then I'm going to buy them and try them on. Yeah. And that's the actual moment I really make a decision. Nice. When I've already got them.
I would argue that you've been influenced somewhere along the line about why you should choose the one that looks like that. Yeah. And then it comes back to like, where does the inspiration start? Yeah. And so I argue that, yes, ChatGPT will become important for once you kind of making the decision, but the places where the inspiration starts are still going to be so important, you know? I could ask you the same question. It's like, where do you get inspired? It might be like a cool friend.
Yeah,
it might be like,
I am really. I would say you're more impulsive.
Yes.
Whereas I am a consumer, as in like, obviously we're all consumers, but I consume media. Yeah. So I'm like, on TikTok looking at what people are. I'm wearing the Uniqlo barrel trousers, which a lot of people
Yeah.
on TikTok are wearing. I've probably seen
These are, yeah?
Yeah,
They're
these
nice.
are them. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've probably seen like 20 influencers or micro influencers
Oh, this is a great example.
wearing
This is a
these.
great
She's the one.
example.
Yeah, so I literally have these trousers because I've been on TikTok and I've seen not one influencer, a combination of multiple influencers talking about these trousers.
Yeah.
And then I've bought them.
Yeah.
So I need to be inspired, like just scrolling through a site.
Yeah.
Isn't like running shoes, as an example, I would go to the running shop and someone tell me what to buy.
Speak to someone.
Yeah.
And would you say you're so more into your kind of fashion than, say, Kat?
I would say
She's more thoughtful about it, I
Yeah.
would say. More
Yeah.
thoughtful.
yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
More thoughtful in
It's,
general.
not more thoughtful in general. More
And then I
thoughtful.
guess it's like I asked the question to myself to try and figure this out myself. I'm like, how many more people are there, like in your bucket, when it comes to like clothing and footwear versus
I
what
think
you
there's a
say,
lot
which is
more.
just I want running shoes. That one looks okay.
Yeah.
Because this is a better example for me of like how things will. You will continue to want to be inspired like that.
Yeah.
You're not going to go to AI to
No.
get inspired
No.
unless they show you people to get inspired
Yeah.
from. I think. 'Cause
That's
when-
where it's headed, though, surely.
Probably, but then what you're saying is that AI is going to become like its own social media
Yeah.
channel where real people can get inspired by real
Yeah.
people. Will they go down that route where it's like more social and AI mixed together? I
It
don't
depends
know.
I'll be
how
interested
much
to see.
your AI, if you believe in this stuff, your AI agent or AI assistant becomes your like best friend. Because some people, it is like someone's married their AI person, right? Like weird. But
Yeah, it's
each their
funny.
own, each their
Yeah.
own, no judgment. But all the judgment.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, George.
But like for me, it's all about different people and authenticity, and I'll share it with friends. So like I'll see not an unboxing, I don't know what to call it, but like someone trying on their haul, and then I share it with my friend. I'm like, you should buy this top. But again, it would be hard to prove that you've had that conversation. AI, I can't imagine replacing that unless I'm like basically in love with my AI person and I really value them so much, and they become a friend, if that makes sense.
Yes. I would then argue, are you, would you pay for a full-time stylist to style everything for you?
No.
So what we're saying, I mean, what
I mean,
so,
but then I was also thinking, in a dream world,
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
I would.
yeah.
If you had the money,
agreed,
you probably
agreed,
would.
like,
Yeah.
I got ripped by some of the boys for saying that I would have a stylist
Yeah.
buy me stuff because I was like, I want to refresh my clothes, but I don't want to make the effort of looking through
Yeah.
everything. So the
Nice.
argument you make about like when AI becomes like that trusted stylist that
Yeah.
knows everything that you want is one part, but I just think we are so far away from like us trusting it that
Yeah.
much to make fashion decisions, because I'd constantly be asking, where have you got that information?
Yeah.
I'm still asking that a lot now. Like, did you see the stat 23% of AI citations are from Reddit? Did you see that? From Reddit.
I haven't seen that, but I
Believe
believe it.
And yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
Which
because
is then just people's thoughts.
yeah, but people's thoughts, but marketers that have gamed their way into Reddit.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. If you go
Yeah.
on Reddit for long enough,
Yeah.
it's like you see a thread on like someone mentioning supplements, and then someone mentions mushrooms, and then someone's like, "Oh, where did you get them
no.
from, bro?" And then they're like, "I got it from this guy."
Here's my affiliate code.
You know, like that. Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
stuff like that, and it's
Yeah.
it's rife. So Reddit's been gamed by marketers, and then AI is citing Reddit. So we're just so far away from being able to trust recommendations fully.
Yeah.
Like 5-star holidays, right? If you're booking a 5-star holiday, you're going to use AI. I'm fucking not, because it's too risky. It doesn't have the taste and the judgment of a
Yeah.
human being. I've gone back to using a travel agent to book a good holiday.
Have you?
We speak to this brilliant lady from a company called Best at Travel, Lauren Barnes. Shout out you. She's
Amazing.
absolutely brilliant. She knows every hotel. She's top tier. She's always got a good recommendation. It's always bang on
Yeah.
in terms of like the decor, the style, the what we're looking for. You try it,
She's learnt what you like.
right? But like, and she's just got the taste.
Yeah.
AI is so far from it. I've done this split test.
Yeah.
I've tried to run the same questions past AI with such good prompts. It falls short so badly because it's not got its own judgment. It's just repeating what it sees the most.
Yeah.
Whereas Lauren knows it, she's lived it, she's breathed it, she's been in the game for like 15, 20 years. I think we're so far away from it.
Yeah.
Also, the amount of power AI is going to need to do what we're saying
Yeah.
on an individual basis, to know us that well. There's not enough power in the world as we know. Like, that's what they say. There's nowhere near enough power.
The only thing I would say to challenge that is we're older and we know ourselves and we know what we like. Very young people want to fit in, want to be part of the crowd. So if AI says to them, a teenager particularly, if you wear this is what everyone else is wearing, you'll look great, they're going to buy it, I think.
But how will it know that? What everyone else is wearing?
Because it's feeding off all the social signals, right, on social media. To see stuff like that.
But then there's a legal problem, which comes in, which is like AI is then going to have to crawl and transcribe and view TikToks, and TikTok do not want that, and so then there's this battle of like, but TikTok could introduce something like this, a TikTok AI which becomes your personal style assistant or something, because it's got all the data.
Which would be more interesting to someone like me, because it's like, well, actually, if you've seen what I've engaged with all of this time, you know my kind of fashion.
Imagine.
And I then trust you because I know you're showing me new things, whereas AI, I'm scared that I don't know what your source is, and are you just showing me things? Am I always going to dress the same forever because you're never going to show me this?
TikTok is driven by AI though. It's interesting that you guys trust TikTok so much in comparison when it is an AI
but
platform.
We don't trust TikTok, we trust the people.
Yes.
Yeah, but obviously they're all out to get
something
from you. Well, they
they're
are.
all out to get me.
They're out to get your views.
But it's the micro influencers
all your money.
I would say that I trust. It's like the humans that are, in the same way, like when I was a kid and the internet wasn't a thing, like I would buy a magazine and I would look in a magazine and I would be like, I want to look like her. And I think for me now, that is social media. Or like, you know, you'd watch the same TV program, Live and Kicking, on a Saturday morning and you'd be like, that pop star's wearing that outfit. To me, TikTok is that. Whereas AI is not there yet for me. Like as in an AI LLM or agent.
Agreed, I think TikTok, if you're listening, that's a big opportunity. Style assistants on TikTok, based on what you viewed.
And the same with travel. Your point about travel. Again, I don't massively use LLMs for my travel, but I've traveled to places purely because I've seen it on TikTok. Because, but also it's a visual useful. Thing as well. I think it's useful the video, feeling it.
Yeah. I think for us, a big reason why brands come to us is because we've doubled down on like the human element and the inspiration. Actually, some of these new content franchises took some of the humanness out of parts of it. And that's why we think there's been a problem. But ultimately, brands are very much, the bigger brands, from their analysis as well, they've said what's really important as well for the next few years, and I say exactly the same, is the human inspiration that's curated, that's authentic, that's real. You make a good point about like AI influencers are just pushing their agenda, but then it comes down to what your own categories are. You might be like, right, I kind of now need that type of trouser. I want it to look roughly a certain way, and then the rest is you are being influenced a bit. The key is in the name, isn't it? But we want to be influenced positively. Human beings do, I believe. We like that when we go, that worked, that recommendation. I was positively influenced. We don't just want to be so closed off. We're like, no one can tell me anything. Because that's not life, is it, really?
No.
Like, we can't just be so organic and original all the time. I don't know. So,
But do you think that like unlocking that human element and like community is key to your growth as a business?
Yes, we're launching our in-app community. I'm not sure when this is going live, but on the 30th of March. We've been doing beta testing. This will be a curated feed of, you can post outfits, what's on the foot, you can discuss stuff focused around fashion and footwear. And we had 100,000 members on Facebook. We're trying to move some of them over. A lot of them disappeared. No one cares about Facebook anymore, especially the audience that we had. Discord conversations and groups as well. And now we've got it in the Sole Supplier app. This community feed is not commerce related. This is all about people finding their tribe, discussing fashion, and just enjoying themselves rather than big social, which is quite scary for people to post on. This is more homegrown and authentic, like early social media. So it's very much like a social media feed. You can like, comment, you can post, you can follow. And we've been building this because this is what the audience want. They do want a place to discuss fashion that's not big social media.
Yeah.
A safe space.
A safe space, yeah.
More
And
intimate.
Exactly. It's like niche for what we do rather than just social media is everything.
Yeah.
And you see that stat, wasn't there, that more people than ever are like pulling back from big social,
Yeah.
Insta, TikTok.
Yeah.
There's less engagement.
Yeah.
People are disillusioned with it, but they are spending time in more niche communities.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've got really ahead of the game with this, and we
Yeah.
want to be the #1 fashion community, street style and fashion community in the UK for now. And I think we'll get there. I hope so. We're launching soon. Watch this space. Yeah.
Very cool.
Mm.
Very cool. So we're coming near the end of our time, sadly. It's gone quick.
It's flown.
I know. But I think one question that we maybe haven't touched on is if you think back in your, your whole journey,
Mm.
it's such a great journey. Like, is there any major crossroads where you think you could have done something differently, or you wish you had, or you're glad you didn't?
Yes, we should have. We built a marketplace in 2016, 2 years after we started. So the Sole Supplier is a media business that helps people get inspired and shop from retailers and brands. But I wanted to build a secondary marketplace, and I was quite early with that. And with the smaller team we had at the time, I built it. It was a separate app. And then I was like, this is a lot to juggle. It's a different set of logistics, verifying products and sellers. And I can't do this. There's a lot of customer service coming in. It's different to the main media part of the business. And so I shut it down. But just 2 months before I shut it down, StockX launched. StockX are now valued at multi-billions, or they were in 2020, 21. They were said, we're going to verify shoes in hand. I said, that will never work. Just like the Netflix book title, that will never work. And I shut the Sole Exchange, our marketplace, down. And I should have continued doing it because StockX then got 6 million investment. Within 2 years, they were valued at over $1 billion. And they became one of the biggest verified secondary marketplaces. So that was one thing. But then the second mistake we made is relaunching the marketplace. And we did that in 2022. And then the trainer market bubble popped and the cost of living crisis hit. So resale prices of all shoes went flat. And it really just, investors pulled out completely, moved all their money to AI. And the market just went like that. So the ambitions we had for the second launch of the marketplace, they fell apart, right? And the marketplace still ticks along and it does bring in some revenue. But what should we have done? Focused ruthlessly, focused on the media part of the business, the podcast, the content series, the YouTube channel, scaled to be even a bigger media empire than we are today, and really capitalized on that. But when you're a younger entrepreneur, you just think every idea is going to be good. And you're like, I'm going to make it work. I've had one good idea. This is going to pop, this is going to pop. And you just need to stay focused, because focus over time is the biggest thing that gets people successful. Not trying to do way too many things. We're always like, put your eggs in multiple baskets. It's like, no, let's just focus.
Yeah.
And then once we've made all the money, then you can spread your investments. But if you're on the come up, you need to go all in on something,
Yes.
right? Commit to it. And I was an ADHD entrepreneur, I still am. And ideas are just constant.
Yeah,
and I couldn't
yeah.
manage that in the early days. So yeah, the marketplace thing was one of them. And yeah, it plagues me because who knows, we could have been valued at over $1 billion if we had. I didn't want to take investment either. Someone
Yeah.
offered me investment in 2016 for the marketplace part. I said, no, we're good. Then StockX got it. I was like, nah, we'll do it on our own. It's like arrogance and just kind of like delusion. And yeah, no, I was 24, 5 at the time. Probably
Sound like you've
going
done
out
a
too
lot of
much.
therapy to
Yeah.
get to
Yeah.
where you are. Like
Yeah.
you really know yourself now.
A little bit, yeah.
Which is
35,
amazing.
We're always learning,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, I think definitely comfortable with where I'm at and myself now. At 25, it was just,
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
about you,
Yeah.
but I see some young people now and I'm like, you're phenomenal for 22, 3. I'm like, I was an absolute shitbag at that age. How are you like that at 22, 23? I'm like impressed at how some young people show up now.
I love that you're saying that, but you set this business up around them, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I think you were
I
fine.
just was, pissing everything up the wall, but making this huge business.
Yeah, I guess there was like that spark of,
Yeah.
greatness or ambition or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it. But the rest of my life was in a shit show. I was driving a Fiat, like the In-Betweeners motor,
Amazing.
borrowed the 700 quid to buy it off my granddad. I was drinking a lot, going out to a lot of raves, like just pissing it up the wall, like you said, yeah? Spending a lot of weekends in bed hungover,
Yeah.
figuring out how I'm going to make it in the world. And then this idea comes out of nowhere, and then bang, I'm leaving my job after 15 months, and now we're here 12 years later. I never thought I'd be here 12 years later. I thought I would have sold the business after 5 or 6 and done something else. But I've stayed because I like the people I work with, and we're constantly problem solving. It's like never ending. I'm not the same sneakerhead I once was, but I still wear a lot of the gear. I don't buy as much as I once did. But you stay for if you work with good people and you're solving problems, it's great fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
That makes you stick around. It's never ending.
And it doesn't feel like the same business, I assume.
Exactly. Yeah, you're adapting and still staying focused is key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Good
cool.
times. Yeah.
Very, very cool.
So thinking, if we were sat here in 12 months, what do you want to have achieved, or are there any particular areas you want to have grown by personally, professionally?
Want to become a better paddle player.
Oh, nice. You're a paddle player.
Yeah.
Love that.
Like that one.
Good at using the back
Paddle
wall.
players?
We've done a
Good
bit.
at
Yeah.
using the back wall, I think. Yeah.
See, I'm not good at using the back wall.
I'll let that-
Underutilised resource.
But you're
for
a
me.
paddle player?
Yeah.
Love it. We should get a game in.
Yeah, 100%. Cats
That'd
played.
be fun. Yeah.
See? So
Yeah.
glad I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got my own racket and everything.
Yeah.
Nice. I want to continue being a good father. I've got a 10-month-old daughter. Maybe even have another one on the way in 12 months.
Oh, exciting.
And with the business, it's just work with great people, solving great problems, and going with the flow. Like, I'm not ruthlessly caught up on 6 months, 12 months. I roughly know what we need to do.
Yeah.
Our team is solid. We enjoy working together. This doesn't mean we're not ambitious, but when I was younger, I used to hold on to things and plans. It has to go in this way. Now I'm more like, I've been around long enough to know it never goes like this.
Yeah.
It's always going to be like this. And if you're not moving like water, as Bruce Lee says, then you're going to miss things. So it's just like trying to enjoy each day with the team, solving stuff as they come up and staying focused.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been super interesting.
Yeah.
And I feel like so many takeaways, but the ones that stand out to me straight away are focus, just be relentlessly focused, and the importance of still being a human and bringing human into every decision you're making within business, within marketing, within content, and also taking a step back and not forgetting how you approach things. But thanks so much for coming on.
Keep it human.
Yeah, keep it human.
Keep it human.
Keep it human in the age of AI. That is
Yeah.
the best way to counter position. People are craving it right now.
Definitely.
Conversations like this,
Yeah. Yeah.
even just that real chat you have with a good friend. It's like people need it more than ever. Because there's a lot of uncertainty and fear in the world, especially if you watch too many Stephen Bartlett podcasts.